I'm going to be learning more about Germany and in particular German people. By watching this video, do foreigners think Germans are too direct? So yeah, an interesting question. I don't think I've really heard that stereotype before about Germans being direct. I know like the Netherlands, for instance, Dutch people are known to be, or there's a stereotype that they're very direct. Is it the same in Germany as well? Tell me what you think about that. Are you direct? I think in comparison to British people, for instance, maybe Germans are more direct, being that British people tend, in my experience, not to be as direct as maybe other Europeans. But interested to see this. Tell me what you think.
From Ghana, bro.
Switzerland.
Mexico City.
Iran.
Germany.
From India.
I'm from India.
I'm from Brazil.
Poland.
Spain.
You guys, what do you think of this German directness? Do you guys have any stories? The German culture can be a funny thing. One thing that sticks out to the most of us is this German directness. We're in Berlin, and I'm with my friends Easy German. We are going to find out, do foreigners think German directness is a big thing, maybe? And you guys are going to find out.
Do Germans even know they are direct?
Let's go.
It's a little scary, you know, having everybody stare at you on the train.
Yeah, exactly. That's the main part. You go in any U-Bahn stations, even on the stations, even in the tram, they just stare. Right. And you don't know how to react to it. Because you smile at them and they don't smile back at you. So you're just there like on your phone, like, okay. Yeah.
I'm adopted.
Is that true? Do German people just stare? That's actually something I've heard about India, for instance. Like people go there and will be stared at. My main experience of that is when I lived in China. I would get the train to work every day and like pretty much every person on the train would just be staring at me. It was like, you may think I'm exaggerating that, but that's actually the truth. People would record me on their phone and things. It was like, I didn't really mind it. It was just a bit strange, but I don't imagine it would be as much in Germany, but maybe you know different. Is that the case? Do people just stare at others?
Actually, and so my adoptive mom is German, and she was always so direct. No matter what somebody did, she was like, I had a friend,
Yeah.
and you know he was an athlete, so he sweats a bit, and sometimes you smell the sweat. And my mom was like, "Yo, you need to take a bath." So I'm like, "Mom, you can't say that to people." And she was like, "Why? It's not like I'm like calling him bad names. So I'm just being honest. Like he needs to shower because people are gonna smell it, and somebody will be like, So I have to tell him as his mom. You know what I mean? Every.
To be honest, if I smell, I would rather someone told me if I never realised myself. Like it's probably a good thing. I think. Actually, when it says about being direct, as I've learned with Dutch people, like being direct is actually a good thing. Definitely, again, comparing to the UK where people are not so direct, I think being direct is just being more honest. If you tell someone that they smell, it depends how you tell them as well. I guess you can be subtle and just say, "Oh, I think like maybe you smell a little bit, maybe, yeah, I don't know." Being like, you need to have a bath might be a bit too direct. I guess it's how you convey the message, but it's good to let people know things like that. Maybe they don't know.
Everybody in Germany is a police.
Yeah.
If you ride a bike in a sidewalk, I said they work like this. You can't walk it. I said, are you hobbyless? You don't have any hobbies? You just walk away and just let me ride my bike here.
I enjoy working especially with Germans because of their directness. So whether they like it or they don't like it, you will have the feedback right given to you directly.
I think in Spain people are more easygoing and they can just tell you in a really nice way, just like, "Oh hey, let me help you with that," or "I can teach you how things work in here," or they're just more like, "Oh, whatever you're doing in your country, it's okay if you do it in ours, we can just go along." But in here people are a bit more strict. I think they just want to respect a lot the norms that they have.
The stressed up train drivers are some days, and they're just shouting at people, and they're just like, "You're making the doors broke. You broke my door." And
you just hold open the door for other people,
Right.
and it's will still work, and they're just like, go away. That's a little bit angriness, but I guess not all are the same, but that's the first thing that comes to my mind,
I was at work.
Tell me if you've experienced that. Have you experienced like people on trains or public transport, like the workers, ever get stressed at you? Again, comparing to that, the only experience like that may be a little bit different when I lived in China is the people who work in the trains, because it's so busy, they're like shoving people on the train. They really come and push you right like and try and squeeze you in there like a match in a matchbox, a sardine in a tin, something like that. It's like quite mad. That is an experience, but maybe not. That's not being direct. That's just being like aggressive or assertive. Tell me, but have you experienced this directness from transport employees?
And my colleague constantly talked to me, blah 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 blah, and I said, "Oh, yes, sorry, I don't want you to talk to me like that every time." Yeah. And I said, "Okay, sorry."
Because also she's from Berlin, and I think people from Berlin are more direct than anywhere else in Germany. You know what I mean? Yeah, because they don't give a shit to think about what they say.
I think it's practical for Germans.
Right.
I think it works in this society. It works well for them. I don't think it works too well for everybody else, especially in Berlin. It's such an international city, and I think people really have to get used to this German directness.
I would say maybe from such things, it's also very different for me that the people here, like your neighbors, are like, saying hi, have a nice day or something, because in Poland we don't have such thing. You just go straight.
It's also the way the people act and behave. For example, in Iran, you can't eat a banana in subway as everyone's looking at you. But here you see the all the people take the lunchbox in the subway and they eat. They don't care what if you saw them. But it's a little bit shameful in Iran to eat in a public.
I mean,
that's interesting as well. Yeah. I know like in Singapore, for instance, you're not allowed to eat in public, but it's more just to keep the place tidy and clean. Now it's not really seen as shameful. That's a bit much, I think. But yeah, tell me what you think about that. Do you think it's people should be allowed to just eat and drink on public transport? I guess Japan's the same. Korea, you're not really allowed to do those sort of things there as well.
Get mad at you for a lot of very little things. You take too long to get off the train, they'll give you the filthiest look, say something in German, almost push you off.
Right. Yeah.
It's terrifying.
Like when you have like a German girlfriend and stuff, you definitely know that, like for me, the difference between England and German girls.
Maybe that's my girlfriend's not German.
Right, okay.
She's half German, but she's German Egypt. She's more raised Egyptian than German, yeah. But I know what you mean. I had my German girls as well. They're sometimes too direct.
Yes. 100%. I'm agree with that, bro.
Yeah, I wonder what they mean by that. Like having a German partner, would they be more direct? Tell me if you've like dated people maybe who are not German. What's the comparison? How do they compare?
You know what? So I've realised I've been Bavarianized. This is crazy. Like obviously I come from the countryside and everything in Berlin is like a bit of a culture shock. Like, for example, like everything in like where we come from is clean, and like all over here is just graffiti everywhere. Some will say maybe dirty. I disagree. But it's got a bit more character, I have to say. I give Berlin their credit.
You don't realize if that person is sweet or if he's not. Only when you talk to him, you realize, oh, he's pretty sweet. But when you look at him, he's kind of intimidating. Yeah.
Are friends of our neighbors, but we are more polite, I would say. Like we are friends and we just say funny things. And here people are more like, oh, you are speaking too loud, or you are making, I don't know, they are more into your life. So I think that this is very different.
I would complain a little bit because like it's really strict, it's good. This is for good. but how they say it's like, you know, why don't you know it? Like, I'm sorry, I didn't know that, but you can just teach me now, like, nicely. And they say like, you know, I'm like, sorry, like, I think it's just the tone of the voice, but this sounds like blaming. I'm like, I'm so sorry, you know, like, I didn't want to mess up. A bit like this, you know.
Blaming you.
The tone, I want to complain, but otherwise it's good.
Germans are...
Yeah, I guess maybe it's just the way, rather than being direct, it's just the way things, maybe some people's experience with German people might be just the person's being a little bit abrupt or forceful in their opinion. It might not be by German standards, you know, like again, go to the UK, people can sometimes be loud and yeah, like overly noisy and things like that. Maybe people from other cultures might find it a bit off-putting. Yeah, I think with the other benefit with being direct is you like get straight to the point a lot of the time, like especially in like a business environment. It's always good to get straight honest feedback and get direct feedback rather than like beating around the bush type thing, man. So yeah,
very more often and direct. That's true, I guess. But I think it's also good, you know, because it's more honest and you don't hide anything from your thoughts to the others.
Yeah.
But all the thing about like the police side rules, it's like a bit like against me, you know. But I'm a citizen and I need to follow the rules.
As I take my bike and I want to take off the train, and one German said, "Don't forget your cup." I said, I did, let me pack my stuff and I don't forget it. But they are so like police.
I only like the directness if it's honest, but not if it's rude, because you also have a lot of people here who are just rude because they want to be rude. But what I would say, what is very interesting about it is that they really don't give a shit about what people think, you know. And I think this is a way, but it's a very good method to go through life. To be honest, you know what I mean? Because we tend to give too much weight to the opinion of people.
That's so true.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Spent the last 10 years of my life I've lived in the US, which I'd say is a little bit more similar, except for the fact that, you know, if you smile at somebody, they'll look at you like a weirdo.
There's no behind, or they are on to the point, which I definitely like.
It's practical. It makes communication quick, I think. They're pretty honest, direct. That's something you can't fault them for. Like, you know where you're at with them, you know? Yeah. If you have a German friend, you have a true friend. Let me tell you that. They will not let you down.
You can go talk to anyone in India. There's no problem as such. You look at them, they'll smile back at you. Except for when, you know, if someone's in corporate, he's not going to smile back at you. Or he's pissed. Yeah, he's doing his job, he's stuck in traffic. There's no point talking to him.
When we want to go inside a building or a door, they say, first you. It's a taruf. It's just the act of politeness. But you don't see it like this here. Or in restaurant, as he mentioned, let me pay for you. Let me invite you. But in Germany, you pay for yourself, I pay for myself. It's so direct.
I believe so. Yeah. Usually they're like not showing any like emotions, and so it can be like for some like southern countries or like other people like coming from other cultures where it's more like laid back and easygoing. It's true that Germans are tending to be like really rude, but it's not like intention. You know, it's not like the straight intention. Yeah.
And he's accepting. He's super nice.
I'm half
Let me
German,
say.
so that's
Half, yes, that's a half of it. Yeah.
I just think it's amazing, like so I come from Bavaria and you've literally just met each other. And it's like you all guys have got like a big connection. I'm just like, the fuck?
Because we're dancer. We're suffering from the same shit. Yeah, exactly.
That was so simple. Really phenomenal. Right. Dankeschön, man. Vielen Dank für that part, bro.
Okay, so yeah, interesting different opinions from foreigners and Germans as well about German directness. Yeah, I guess again, like he said, maybe it varies depending on what part of Germany you're from. Maybe it depends on the age group and things like that as well. Tell me what you think about it. Are you direct? Do you ever experience it from someone else and not enjoy it, or do you just prefer it always people to be direct? I think it makes sense, yeah, as I said, whether it's business, personal, I think it's better people are just direct, be honest, and yeah, it's just about doing that in a sort of nice way, I guess. Tell me what you think. Thanks.